Hey guys, it's Rand here at Mild Domestic Church. I'm coming to you from the floor of my very messy homeschool room. But I love to show you guys a little bit of real life because I think it's important. I'm also just loving this ridiculous animal print, whatever I got. It was in the junior section at Walmart, but it was $3 and I cannot pass up a good deal. So I got it. I've been wearing it a lot. It's super comfy. So I wanted to just sit down and have a chat with you guys today about how things are going. I want to know how you guys are doing. I love when we can communicate in the comments. I love to hear how you guys are doing. And you guys, seriously, the ones that comment all the time, you guys are the best. I love hearing from you. So anyway, so things are going pretty well over here. This coronavirus thing is just, it's so crazy. I don't mean to make fun or anything. I just mean it's just so crazy. Wow, there's just so much stuff going on all over the country. And I know there are a lot of mamas who are now in the position of having to kind of homeschool for 3 weeks with the schools being shut down. And I feel for you because that is a big feeling like you've been thrown into homeschooling when you're not prepared for it. Or maybe feeling like you're just around your kids all the time. And, people are kind of being harsh on mamas right now. They're like, oh my gosh, yeah, you have to be around your kids all the time. Oh, I feel so bad for you. But, not being with your children all the time and then being with them, 24/7, it's a huge change. And I really feel for you because it is not easy. I love my kids. I love being around my kids, but it is still really exhausting sometimes. So especially when you haven't felt like you are convicted to do it and then you're with them all the time. So I feel for you guys. Anyway, so things have been going pretty well over here. It's been interesting. What have we been doing that's new? Well, the first thing we did was we got Disney Plus. Well, we got the trial because we were wanting to get rid of Netflix. They were making some decisions politically, that's not the right word. They were just making some decisions, some very open decisions out in public that we weren't comfortable with. So we decided that we're going to probably let go of Netflix and try out Disney Plus. But nowadays it's every single company does something that someone doesn't like. So I don't know, we'll see. So from the standpoint of enjoying the Disney Plus, my kids are loving it so much. I think way more than anything else that we've ever had. But anyway, so I went through this big thing where I wanted to sell all of my homeschool curriculum, and then I tried to sell 2 pieces, and I realized I overpaid for them. And I realized I'm just keeping everything. I have so much stuff in here, but I'm really trying to get through this year-long, not crisis, but just this hard time, this kind of identity thing that I've been going through. I'm really trying to get through it all the way before I decide to do any kind of big changes. So it's kind of hard for me to just see a whole bunch of stuff we're not using and just let it stay, even though we're technically not using it. Also, just with so many changes coming, we have 2.5 months left of this homeschool year, and then this could be the last year that I homeschool my oldest son, and I'm really struggling with that, but I'm also okay with it at the same time because he's going to be starting in August at the Catholic school part-time. We're still going to do religion and history at home, and I'm considering enrolling him with Seton Home Study School for religion and history because those are the 2 that I actually really like. And he will not be taking those at the school. He's going to be taking math, English, and science. And so if he was enrolled when he starts next year, it kind of can show and count for what he's done this year. And then it still gives me an opportunity to do some homeschooling with him here at the house. And then all the other kids, my daughter really wants to make sure that she is on point with her 5th grade ACE paces. So she has been really working hard, making sure that she does all her GAP paces. Try to keep my eye on my little baby. She's just sitting over there playing. I'm trying to try to help her to stay on so it's important to her that she starts 5th grade, being on no more gaps. So that's what we're focusing on. And then my almost 8-year-old, he is reading now. He's doing well. I need to really start focusing on getting him lots of books to be reading because he's really been focusing on the Dogman books, which is okay. Man, my little guy is that mailman is here, but he's not at the door. He just drove by. So anyway, so he's reading, my almost 8-year-old, and I want to get him lots of books because Dogman is good, but it doesn't have the best spelling or the best content. So I just want to make sure to start getting him more books. I am excited about this next year coming up because my daughter is going to be completely independent. My oldest son is going to be in school for a couple hours a day, and I'm going to be able to really focus in on my younger 3 kiddos with homeschool, and really just my almost 8-year-old and almost 6-year-old, because they're the 2 I'll really be homeschooling. And I've never ever really gotten to do that. So I'm really excited being able to kind of pour all that stuff and all that good like time and energy into my almost 6-year-old, almost 8-year-old, because they'll be able to really benefit from really good books, and maybe going to the library and picking out their own books, and really kind of focusing in on letting them kind of take center stage on having mama's attention with homeschooling. So it gives me a little bit of hope to feel like there's going to be some joy again in our homeschool, because for a long time, honestly guys, it has been difficult because I've been so concerned about, can I do this? Like the classes I took in college were for early childhood ed, which is like K through 5th. I feel very confident in those years, but as soon as my son hit 6th grade, I really started to struggle and feeling confident, like not feeling confident. And it's okay. I really want to share that is okay. It's okay to feel like you're not confident in something. It doesn't mean you just throw the towel in, but it's also okay to feel that way. I think we all feel like we have to be completely confident in everything to be able to move forward, but sometimes it's just step by step. And my program with Melissa, my Thinking Feeling Willing program, she has been so helpful with me on this. She really kind of laid it out for me about working on my boundaries with my kids and really focusing on what I needed to focus on. And it was kind of really hard to hear, but it really helped me out a lot, because I just have become in this rut, almost trying to maintain normalcy with my oldest son when he was younger, but he's getting older now. And I'm really okay with him getting older, but I felt like I had to, okay, so I had to go put my baby in the playpen because she needed to be contained, and so I can see her, and went and got my coffee. Anyway, just really trying to get out of this place I was in where everything, it's like that thing where parents will say, I figured it all out with my kids, and then bam, all kids get a little bit older and they all change, and you're like, whoa, I just figured this stage out. And then you got to figure out the next stage. And when you have a large family, you have figured out each of these stages, but you're doing it again with such different personalities with each child. And then again and again and again. And even though you know more, you're still meeting this individual child right where they are, and you're needing to find out who they are and what they do and how they tick. But I do have more, information. I have more experience now, so that's really helpful. So anyway, I just really wanted to come on here and just pour my thoughts with you guys and share with you guys as one mama to another, being able to do that and how important it is to do that. Another thing I really struggle with, and I want to hear your thoughts on this as well, guys. Like, what do you guys struggle with in this area? We really, really live our faith. We live our faith. It is action. It is how we do things in this family. We don't just talk about it. The only thing is, I feel like even though we are really living this, in some ways devout, Catholic Christian walk, I feel like I'm never doing enough, and that my kids, I feel like, do they know enough? Do they have enough, And that was how I felt with homeschooling, but I also feel that way about my faith with my kids. And then I sit back and I think I'm so silly, because I'm like, of course they know their faith. But then I'm like, well, they don't know all the theological ... And I'm like, grown-ups don't know all the theological ... And then I'm like, yeah, but you have so much time with them in homeschooling. Shouldn't they know all these things? And it's always this constant feeling of am I doing enough? Will this be enough? And when you devote your life, as you know, to being a wife, a mother, a homeschool mama, really making sure that you are passing on the faith, there's so many things that I want to do, and so many things that just don't end up getting in our day. And it's a challenge, and it's it's really difficult. I mean, I'm looking literally in front of me. I'm seeing so many things. I see this Saints for Boys thing here. I see, oh my gosh, I see so much. I have this First Communion little book. I have this, King of the Golden City study guide, and I have the book somewhere. I have so many things that we've done, maybe half of or a little bit of, and then, you know, life happens, or that, you know what I mean? There's just like so many things. And my biggest prayer, I think, that I've been praying and kind of thinking about is just asking God to fill the gaps in, because I feel like I know I put a lot of intention, and then I know I do a lot with the kids, but I'm always feeling like there's just so many gaps, and I'm just keep praying for, you know, them to love the Lord as they get older. I pray for their chastity. I pray that the Lord fills all the gaps in the places that I'm not covering, that I really hope that I am, but I'm not. There's just so many things, and for their protection, and for them to be like just whole people who can have good relationships. And I pray that I'm doing all those things. I take this so seriously, but sometimes to the point where I'm like, maybe I'm taking this too seriously. Like maybe I need to just be a mom and just let them have a mom. Like, that's another thing that I've been going through too. I don't know if any of you guys have gone through this, about, or sometimes I get so into what I want their memories to be like that I don't live like enough. Like, I'm like, I want them to remember their mother. Like, I want them to remember their mother baking in the kitchen, and their mother wearing these type of clothing, or for their mother to remember their mother singing to them at night, and all of these things. But sometimes it's like, but am I just being with them? Am I just cooking for them? Am I just singing to them? Am I just waking up in the morning, getting dressed, and not thinking about legacy constantly? Because I love legacy, but sometimes I'm like, legacy is also made from the everyday, from you being authentic and them seeing your authenticity. This is what goes on all day in this head of mine. It just like never ends. And I'm thankful that it doesn't, because I want to be an intentional parent, and I want to do the best I can. I know I have one shot at this life, and I have made enough mistakes, big mistakes in my earlier years, to know that everything that we do does something. It has an effect somewhere, good or bad. And because I realized that pretty early on in my life, I just don't want to waste any time with things that don't matter. I just don't want to waste any time. Oh, hey, by the way, this is a good book. I was moving something. It's The Emotions God Gave You. This is really good. A Guide for Catholics to Healthy and Holy Living by Art and Lorraine Bennett, I think. They were the ones that wrote the temperament books, but my husband picked this up and brought it home and read it out loud. But then he read it, and it was just really, really good. Very short, so it's a short read. And so yeah, this was just sitting here, and I was moving it, and I saw it. But anyway, so what was I talking about? Anyway, yeah, I just don't want to waste any time. But I also want to just really enjoy being with my kids, because my oldest son, I don't know what, we have 6 years left until he's 18. Now, we have made it very clear he can stay here, like through his college years. We've made it very clear that if they get into tough situations, they're welcome here. They're welcome to come back home. We don't ever want them to get in a situation where they have to make really bad decisions, or whatever kind of decisions, that they're welcome here. And anyway, so that was off. But I've been realizing that I only have 6 years left with my son until he's 18. And guys, that's like nothing. When I think about 6 years, I think about where we were 6 years ago, and oh my goodness, the time has flown by. I don't want to waste any of it. And now with him starting school, there's all those hours that we won't, be spending together, which is okay, because he's getting older, and like I feel really good about that. But it's just so crazy. So my point is just that I'm like, now I'm looking at my baby, and I'm like, oh my goodness, she's the baby, but before I know it, she's going to be this old and this old, and then I'm just rambling on this video. So if you're still with me, you are like, you know what I'm talking about. And then there's a whole aspect too of like more children, and the feeling of like every time my kids get sick, every time I feel overwhelmed, I'm like, I can't have any more children. I can't have any more children. And other times when things are going really well, I'm like, I want 5 more babies. I want 5 more children. Like, and that's why sometimes it feels really nice to know that in the end, it's in God's hands. Like, we can use NFP and we can try to space, but by following, Catholic teaching and like what God, calls us to in this way, there's always this peace there, because I know that he's in charge. He's in control, and if he's going to give me a baby, he's going to give me the grace to get it, to have what I need. This last baby and the C-section and all the struggles I've gone through that you guys have kind of walked along with me through, because I really wanted to share this publicly in a way, because I really wanted other mamas to see that it's normal to have lots of ups and downs and still be a completely sane person. Like, I'm functional, I am sane, I am keeping my home going, but I'm also struggling, and that's okay. You know, I just feel like that's important to see that. But I really also believe that the Lord knew that this is what was going to happen, and he has been pouring out his grace on me through the whole time. He has made things even sweeter between my husband and I during this time, because I've needed more. And I tend to be like, I want my husband to have a good life experience, and so I will give up what I need to give up so he can have that, and then vice versa, he does that for me in his own way. And so, like, me not being so, like, me needing more, like, emotional support from him, or needing more help with dishes, like, him really kind of stepping up in those areas and making kind of, I always feel like when he does that, I feel like, oh, like, I should have done my job, like, you know. And for him to have done that for me, to be able to accept that I need this help, has been really good, I think. And I think God's given me grace to be able to see that it's okay to not be this, like, I don't want to say perfect, because I'm not trying to get in kind of like worldly perfection. I'm talking about a perfection that I feel, I want to be perfect like Jesus. Like, I really want to be a saint. I want all of my children, my husband, my family, I want everyone to be saints. That's what, like, I want. So when I think about my life, that can be basically, it can sum up this whole video. And I hope that some of you are still here with me. But that is it, is that I want to be a saint. I want us all to be saints. And I just cannot live a life that is anything but that, of wanting that to be the goal. And it doesn't have to be human perfection. It's the type of perfection that I fall on my face and I get back up again, and I fall down again and I get back up again, and I fall down again and I get back up again. We went to go see Donna Corey Gibson. She's phenomenal. She's a contemporary Catholic singer. If you have not heard of her, I will leave a link in the description box. Amazing. Her voice is so beautiful. We actually, my husband, he was a director at a parish in North Carolina. He had her come to the parish, and then here she just came to the diocese recently. And she did the Stations of the Cross to her music, and to these beautiful images. And it was like this reminder of, we fall down, we mess up, but the sacraments are there to help us. And Jesus is there to guide us and to be with us. And I just, and I know that I have a lot of people that follow me on here that do not believe in God, and I love you all so much. And with that, it's just that constant, like I always say, I want you all to believe in God. I want you to believe in Jesus Christ as your Savior. I do. But at the same time, I love you right where you're at, and I want to give you what you need where you're at. And with that, it's just kind of like that constant, I want to do better. I want to be more loving. I want to help those around me. And like, that is transferable. Like, that can go to anywhere, any person, that we want to live like that, you know? And I will read books I can. I will do what I can. I will, pray and work on my virtues, and I will do what I can to be better, because I don't want to be, I just don't want to be, like, I don't even have a word for it, but just like I want to have purpose. I want everything to have purpose. But sometimes with that, I have to say, you can't always have that. Sometimes some things happen and they don't seem purposeful, and it feels ugly, and it feels like, it doesn't feel good, but there is still purpose in that. And that's what I'm learning. I'm learning that even in all of the yucky struggle, the stuff that doesn't seem to make sense, the stuff that doesn't seem so great, that there is purpose there, and that God is doing something in those moments that sometimes are far better than all of I'm going to read this book, I'm going to do this, I'm going to make it work out right. Sometimes, like, he's doing something that far surpasses what my little human mind can do, and that's okay. There's something beautiful about that. So anyway, I don't know. That's my video today. It's just really chatty, but just like sharing, sorry, my allergies, sharing the the walk that we walk, we want it to have purpose. We want it to be beautiful. We want it to be ... Sometimes it doesn't look that way, but it doesn't mean that it's not still carrying us on to the next thing. And y'all, you could get this kind of thing anywhere. It's like little memes of people falling down the ditch and then getting back up, or even like the Dr. Seuss books. Oh, the Dr. Seuss book. Oh, the places you'll go, and like waiting in a waiting room. Like, you know, I read that with my little kid, my little almost 8-year-old, and I was like, this book is all about life. All about life. So anyway, okay, I'm gonna get off of here. So please let me know in the comments below what you're going through. Now listen, I love for this channel to grow, and I love for there to be, oh yeah, I get thumbs up, and oh, there's comments and stuff, but honestly, I don't see this channel becoming something so massive. I would love to reach more people, because I feel like I would have liked to see someone like me talking and be helpful to me. But at the same time, when I say for you guys to comment or to like or all that kind of stuff, like, it doesn't matter if I ever make a penny on this channel. It would be so great if I did. It would be so great if it like reached a whole bunch of more people. But if it's reaching 1, 2, 3, a couple people that it's supposed to reach, I am so fine with that. So when I say comment in the comment box, I'm not saying it so I can get more people commenting and I can get more, like, I don't even know how the algorithm works. I don't even know how this works. I really want to hear from you. I really love hearing where you guys are at, because you guys help me. Like, I'm trying to help people, but y'all help me too. And I really do feel like this is, like, in that way, it's a community. So I just wanted to say that, because authenticity is important. But anyway, so that's my video for today. That's my homeschool mess. Y'all don't even know. It is so much more messy than you can see. Mostly just my desk, because whenever we clean, a lot of the stuff gets dumped on my desk. And then I have to go like every week and like clean it off and put everything away properly. And then it happens again. But that's okay. That's okay. Because one day, and I don't want to be cliche, but one day all my kids are going to be gone and the house will probably be a lot cleaner. But I'm hoping, Lord willing, that there are going to be some grandbabies. Because I told the kids, I said, listen, I respect wherever you move, whatever your life decisions, but just letting you know, I'm going to be that Grammy. They'll take care of your babies, okay? And if you guys want to go on a date night, I'm the Grammy. If you need to get a new job, you need Grammy to watch the babies for a couple hours, I'm the Grammy. I'm going to have the seasonal sweater vest. I'm going to be the Grammy with the long hair, hopefully, with the long braid that I put up in a little bun. Anyway, legacy. It's important. Anyway, so, okay, I'm going to be off of here. Hope you guys have a great day. God bless.